Welcome, friends of Arrupe. How are you all? We here on Utica Street pray that you and your families are doing well and that you're having a blessed Advent. Listen, we're coming to the end of exam week here at Arrupe, which means the students and faculty of Arrupe are going to enjoy the most hard-earned and well-deserved Christmas break in the history of Christmas breaks. And as we prepare for that rest, we thought we might spend some time this morning with three wonderful seniors who are going to share with us some reflections of the past semester and let us know what's on the horizon for them in the coming months. So Leslie, good morning. Let's maybe just start with a roundup of how things are going at everyone's house and at home. Leslie, would you start for us?
Good morning. My name is Leslie. Things at home right now are pretty good. It's a lot of spending time with family bonding, looking for ways to cure our boredom, and just trying to make it through this pandemic. It is hard spending each day with the same people, but we're just staying safe and spending quality time.
That's awesome. Dagum, how are things with you and your mom and others at the house?
Everything is going well. It's a blessing. It's been a different experience. I'm enjoying it, pushing it through. My whole family is working hard to push through it, to become successful, and try to achieve our dreams.
That's awesome. And Andy, do you want to give us a little roundup, a little overview of how things are at your house?
Oh, for sure. Things are going really good actually right now. I was spending a lot more time talking to my brother and my parents, and I've gotten to know them better, and I'm sure they've gotten to know me better. So yeah, just like connecting with them has been really nice. And then, having at home cooking all day instead of cold lunch is also really nice. So that's been good.
Cold lunch. I hope that's not an indictment of Arrupe's lunch service, Andy.
No, I'm not talking about that. Taking a sandwich and a lunchbox to school. That's cold lunch for me.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. So Andy, maybe you and I can start together. There's been a lot of conversation about the things we've lost during the pandemic, right? I know you love soccer and there was no soccer season, the chance to be together a lot, and all of that is real. But I'm wondering if we could, look at that situation differently and, through the pandemic and having to really kind of focus on the things that are most important. What have you learned about life? What are those parts of life for you and your family that are most important? What's that takeaway?
Well, I would say that the thing that I learned most would be that it really just depends on how you see things, the mindset that you have when it comes to these sorts of things. Like life is always going to have challenges, and some of them are unexpected. Some of them are a random pandemic that hasn't happened in over 100 years. You never really know what's going to happen. So it's just better to think about the positives, getting to know your parents more free time, sleeping in, things like that. And that's really what I learned, just to look at the positives in life instead of focusing on the negatives. And also just to keep yourself motivated. I didn't have soccer this season, so it's been postponed till next year. Hopefully we'll be able to play. But this extra time that I've had has allowed me to better myself in other ways, whether it's having other hobbies or just doing exercise that I want to get to do.
Oh, that's awesome. Leslie, what would you add to that? In terms of things you've kind of identified in life that you can say, yeah, that's what's really important to me.
A lot like what Andy was saying, living through a pandemic and having the whole world kind of be on pause, it's hard to find motivation and to want to keep going, but it's definitely made me realize when I take care of myself, when I put my priorities straight, when I take care of my family, you really get to see what really matters in life. And I'm trying hard, to just keep working hard. And that's really what it's all about, because at a time like this, we don't want to say that the pandemic got the best of us. We want to end up on the other side saying that we got through it strong and positive.
Yeah, well, kiddo, I would never worry that the pandemic was going to get the best of you. I know that would never happen. Dagam, how about your house? What, you're a thoughtful fella. When you look back on the last few months, what is it that kind of comes top of your mind about being most important?
Yeah, like what they said is like motivation. The motivation is the most important because like it keeps you going and all that. I've seen that like a lot of us has been like not been motivated because of what's been going on this past year. But like I just put myself in the mindset of just saying, I gotta do what I gotta do so I can keep myself going and never stop so I can reach to my goals. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Got to do what you got to do. So let me stay with you for a second. There's two ways to think about this. What you learned about life and what's most important. But these are also opportunities where we learn a lot about ourselves and who we are. Can you tell me a little bit about, what did Dagam learn about Dagam over these last 6-9 months? What did you learn about yourself that maybe you didn't know before?
I learned a lot about myself. Is like I never give up, and I never see myself like this motivated as I ever have like my whole life, because the situations that I've been through has shown a lot like who I am today, because I could be slacking off or doing other things, but I started to choose to push through it and keep doing what I'm doing, which is good for my own self.
Why keep pushing? What do you want at the end?
I keep pushing because I just think that it's like the best for myself to grow and become better. And I think that's like what's best for myself is to gain more experiences and like do better,
Yes, I do know. Yeah. Andy, how about you? Anything that you've learned about yourself in this past semester that maybe was a little bit of a revelation?
Well, just kind of like what Dagam said, going off of what he said, having that sort of inner motivation that I never really kind of considered. I've always just like kind of felt it, but never really thought about it. And, during this time, I've been contemplating more and more about my motivation and just like looking as to why I want to do things and what I want to do. And it's been, it helped me realize what I really enjoy doing, which would be like looking forward. I really just want to help people. I want to have the ability to be able to do that. And yeah, that's what I really, really learned about myself.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. You said you've thought more about why I do what I do. What's the answer? Why do you think you're due? Because you're a pretty good student, my friend, and I know that means a lot to you. And but why do you make that choice? Why do you do what you do?
I would say primarily, besides, striving for my own success, it would be for my family, my parents specifically, because, they're immigrants from Mexico, so they sacrificed a lot for me to be over here and have the opportunities that I do. They left everything they knew, they came to a country where, they didn't speak the language, they were unwelcomed, they didn't have any opportunity, and they worked hard for me. My dad held 2 jobs at a time. He'd leave at like 7 a.m. to come home at 1. So I just really wanted to show them that, their struggle, I know that they struggled, and I want to show them that it was all worth it in the end, and that I was able to take advantage of everything they provided for me and just to give back later in life for them.
That's a pretty good lesson to have learned, huh? Leslie, how about you? As you said, been kind of spending a lot of time at the house and at home and still making sure the pandemic doesn't get the best of you. in all of that work, what have you learned about yourself that was maybe a revelation?
So for me, I have always been a very kind of outgoing, talkative person. So having to not, well, not getting to have my classmates around me or my teachers, it showed me that as much as I love to communicate and to be there for others, I really can do it on my own. It's given me a lot of independence and a lot of confidence in knowing that at the end of the day, if it's just me and my computer, I can still get work done. And yeah, it's given me a lot of hope for the future and seeing how I can apply my new tech savviness and everything into what I want to do with my life.
Hope for the future. That's a wonderful phrase, isn't it? I think a lot of ways that's the spirit of our school. Tell me what's Leslie's hope for the future?
So my hope for the future is I've always wanted to give back to my community in a special way that I know I can do well. I've always enjoyed writing, and like I said, I'm also very talkative and very outgoing. So journalism is something that I'm very much looking into. I want to be able to share things in the world that aren't always spoken on. I want to be a reliable source to people and really just give back to my community in that way, and knowing that they're getting the best information that they can and that no one's going unacknowledged.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, kiddo. That's awesome. Hey, Dagam, I want to go back to something that Andy mentioned. He talked about, the desire to do well, to honor his family, and it's a beautiful sentiment. But I know family's important to you also. So, tell me about the role of your family in kind of your life and how it helps in that thought around motivation that you mentioned earlier. What's family mean to you, buddy?
Family means everything to me, mainly because like I started out homeless with my own mom because she had nothing. She was a single mother, and she always been working hard, and that's where I got my motivation from, because she's been working all day, all night, every time. She even cut out food stamps to gain her own independence, to help her own family, to make more money, to get us out of like project housing. She just inspired me a lot to like keep working, keep doing what you're doing. She also inspired me to like focus on my school, like my education, so I can succeed and get out of that type of lifestyle, so I can do better, make a better lifestyle for my own family in the future and all that stuff. It just helped me a lot to like become a better person, and that's why family is very important to me.
If your mom was on the call with us, what would she say is her dream for you? What does your mom want to see happen for you?
She just wants me to finish my education and become very successful, have my own house, my own family, all that good stuff. She just wants to see me up on the top, and that's what I like to hear and know.
That's awesome. Leslie, I'm going to maybe ask you this something very similar. I know your relationship with your ma is important to you and your family, and when you think about untold stories that you want to explore as a journalist and other parts, of your professional dreams, what role does your family play in all those plans?
So I feel that my family has really always been the foundation for everything that I put effort into. My mom has always been the most loving person I know. She prays for me every day. She prays for my success, and I think that's what keeps me going the most, knowing that all the hard work my mom has put in, working 2 jobs for most of my life, sometimes 3, just putting in her most. For me, it's honestly pretty inspiring, and it makes me feel like I hold a responsibility, because I don't want all that hard work that she's done to go to waste. I want to prove to her that it was worth it, that all her hard work will pay off in the end, and that hopefully I will be able to give that all back to her someday.
I'm fairly certain you're going to do that, Leslie. That's one thing I would bet on for sure. Hey, Andy, you know, one of the things we talk about at Arrupe all the time is kind of the importance of gratitude in our lives, and you know, the power of being grateful. As we're moving through Advent and we're preparing for the Christmas miracle, what are you grateful for, buddy? What do you have gratitude for in your life?
I'm very grateful for a lot of things in my life. You know, not just my parents, you know, my brother, who's really awesome. You know, cousins, my entire family. I'm very grateful for all of them. I'm grateful for, you know, having the opportunities that I do, being who I am, you know, meeting the people that I have met in my past that have shaped me. I'm grateful for that. And also all of the teachers and students that I've been able to meet here at Arrupe, who have like guided me to become a better person. And not just that, but like, you know, daily things like, you know, waking up, eating food, or, you know, experiencing different things that I have been able to experience, which for me has been a blessing.
And by waking up, you mean sleeping in later because of online classes, right?
Yes, sir.
That's funny. Leslie, how about you? In the season of gratitude, what are you grateful for?
Man, the list goes on for sure. But a lot like what Andy said, my family. I'm also very grateful for Arrupe because I feel like in this tough year, it has been hard for us to find motivation, but it's also been very reassuring to come to school, to see my college counselors, to meet with my teachers, and for them to show me that they believe in me. I think that's been just such a great motivation for me to keep going and to keep trying my hardest, as well as, you know, the presents that are under the tree, the Christmas lights that my mom puts up. I'm grateful. Sorry, I'm grateful for the opportunity to work too right now, because I know a lot of people are unemployed, and there's just so many things to be grateful for at a time like this. And I definitely want to keep those in heart while I continue the rest of the school year.
That's beautiful. And I do like Christmas lights. I don't know, there's something about Christmas lights that are just the best. So, Dagam, how about you? What are you giving thanks for this season?
Oh, I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my family to help me push through all the struggles to get out of all the situations that we had. I'm grateful for the school. I could be doing a lot of foolish things right now, but I choose to pursue my education to success, and this school has helped me, and they focus on helping me to become successful. And I'm just thankful for all this, like the food, the presents, the Christmas, all this stuff, to celebrate the holidays, to work, all of that. I'm just grateful for everything.
Well, we're grateful for you, buddy. It's a good thing. So, hey, as our time together is coming to an end, let's maybe just spend a couple of minutes looking at next semester and kind of what's next in the journey for you three. And Dagam, since you're center screen, let's stay with you, my friend. What are you thinking about for colleges? Where are you in the scholarship processes? What gets you excited about the next part of your journey?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited to go attend to Colorado School of Mines. My main goal is to go to that college so I can achieve my goals in the mechanical engineering or electrical engineering field. And because I'm also the co-president of the robotics club, and I've been working around with that engineering technology, so thinking that I could turn that into a career is just something amazing and very excited for.
That's awesome. And you can go ahead and brag a little. How are things going on the scholarship front?
Oh yeah, I got accepted to the next round of the Daniels Fund Scholarship and the Gates Scholarship. I'm working on those right now.
That's awesome. Well, we'll keep a good prayer out for you on those. Leslie, I know you've got some ideas in mind as well. What are you thinking about for fall of 2021?
So as of right now, my first choice university would be Chicago Loyola. Um, I really want to go there because I feel like, especially in the profession of journalism, I want to be where I have the best opportunities. And a big city like Chicago, yeah, definitely has all that. And I hope that through scholarships, I can get there. Right now, I have also been passed as a semifinalist in the Daniels Fund, and I'm waiting to hear back also from the Greenhouse Scholars. But I'm really hopeful in seeing what I can do with my education and with the different scholarships that I am hopeful to receive.
That's awesome. We'll have to get you a couple of warm coats if you're going to Chicago, because there's Denver cold and then there's Chicago cold. So, but that's awesome. And Andy, you might have received some good news lately, huh?
Yeah. So I just got word from Georgetown that I was accepted into their biology and pre-med program, which is something that I was aspiring to get into. So if all goes well, I'll likely go to Georgetown, or I could possibly go to Santa Clara University too, since I was just accepted there. And they sent me their financial aid package for me. And as for scholarships, I'm also a Daniels Scholarship semifinalist, as well as a Gates semifinalist and a Dell Scholar finalist.
That's awesome, Andy. And so the bidding war between Jesuit universities have begun for Andy. So well, congratulations to the three of you. That's all easy to say in like a 2-minute soundbite, but those of us here in the school know that all those opportunities are the consequence of your extraordinary work for the last 4 years, and the great help of Mrs. Augustine and Ms. Sosa and Ms. Escontrias. So congratulations to you guys. All right, so we're going to end on this note. Christmas is coming. Leslie's already talked to us about Christmas lights and what's the best thing at your house? What's the tradition, the thing about Christmas that you love most at your home? Andy, you can start us off.
Oh my gosh, Christmas is the best time around for my family. I enjoy it so much. Not just because of the food, we always have like tamales, different kinds of foods. Maybe we'll make pasta or something. But yeah, so the food is always really good. And then we have an intercambio, which is kind of like a Secret Santa thing. And so that's always fun, especially, going out and buying the presents on your own. So like if it's like my little cousin or something, I'll get him like a little toy or, something that I know he likes. And then we also have a lot of party games, which get like fun, karaoke. We also do that till like 3 in the morning. So Christmas is like an all day, all night kind of thing with my family, which I really enjoy, and everyone, has a lot of fun. So yeah, that's probably my.
I may be calling your dad to try and get some video of you singing karaoke. I think that would definitely be worth seeing in real time. So, Dalium, how about you, buddy? What's Christmas like at your house? What's the thing you look forward to the most?
Well, I won't be going to my house. I always celebrate Christmas with my dad because I never usually see him, but he comes once in a while. So going to see him is just going to be like a special time, like always. So I'm just happy to know that I'm going to see my dad and then come back and spend time with my family, celebrating the Christmas spirit, the holidays, have some presents, food, nice food, all that kind of good stuff. Stay warm and all that.
That's awesome. Well, and you'll have some great news to share with your dad. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, props to you, buddy. And Leslie, you get the last word, kiddo. What besides your mom decorating the house and making Christmas come to life? What's the thing you look forward to the most?
So on a normal year, I would typically go to Mexico for Christmas to see all my cousins and my tias and my tios and my grandma. But due to the pandemic, we're not going this year. So we are setting up a Zoom call with hopefully the whole family, and I'm hoping that that goes well. But staying at home, I'm honestly really looking forward to just spending time with my mom and getting to go over all the accomplishments that we've been through this tough year and really appreciating the moments that we've had together. And of course, her amazing cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's wonderful. And you're a Zoom expert, so you should be able to kind of coordinate the call for everyone. So, well, to all the friends of Arrupe who've been able to join us and spend a little time, we thank you for all the ways you support our school. I hope a little bit of time with these wonderful seniors reminds you of just what a tremendous contribution you make to the life of our school and to the life of our students. None of this good news happens without you. So God bless the supporters of Arrupe. May you all have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you in 2021. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year, and have a great Christmas.